Hey, good morning there, guys. Today is Tuesday, March 24th, which makes this day 5 of learning from home. So it's funny because this technically is only day 5 of learning at home, but it feels like it's been an eternity. So thanks for joining me this morning. I want to make sure you guys are still in high spirits. Today I am meeting virtually with for a conference with Mr. Stiles and other grade 3, grade 4, grade 5 teachers to kind of put together a plan to better support you guys at home, because unfortunately I fear that we might be out a little bit longer than originally planned. But I promise I will get to you guys about that as soon as I find out any information, okay? But for right now, let's talk about Tuesday. What do we have on the docket today for instruction? All right, so same as always, okay? We wanted to keep the routine very consistent for you guys. So we have reading, writing, and math. All right. So for reading workshop, your expectation is I want you to be reading for a solid 20 to 30 minutes, meaning you're sitting somewhere quietly if possible, no distractions around you, no TV on, no cell phone on, no TikTok dancing or whatever you're doing on, just straight up just kicking back and reading something. And I've said in a previous video post that if you don't have a book, a newspaper will do, a news article will do, a magazine will do. I really want eyes on text, just reading, okay? Because for the longer amount of time that you're not reading, you're going to fall behind, and you're going to actually fall behind a reading level. Studies have proven. All right, so we really want to get you guys to maintain your reading levels, and please read 20 to 30 minutes a day. And then we want you in your test prep folder. What that means is your blue ELA folder, and we want you reading a passage and answering some multiple choice or short response questions. And finally, reading eggs. Now, I'm happy that a few parents have actually reached out to me saying that they're having difficulty getting into reading eggs. A few of you have been able to download the app and log in with the ID and password. But I have spoken to a few other people who have had some difficulties getting in. And the best that I can tell you is try to Google search Clever, and then you might have to download the app to your device, and then you can log in from there. A lot of you also, I've touched base with your families about going to Carroll Hill today, as Mr. Stiles will be in the building from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Giving out Chromebooks. So you guys will be able to easily get into your Clever apps, Google Classroom, things of that sort. But this is only for people who have actually spoken to me about getting one of these devices, okay? All right, anywho, writing workshop today. We want to get back to practicing our essay writing. So what we're going to do is you're going to read and annotate 2 texts, and those 2 texts are Hannah Winnie and Reaching the Top. We want you just to read those 2 passages, annotate, mark it up, and then begin to plan and outline how your essay is going to go. You're not writing an essay today. That is something that we'll work on tomorrow. So you're going to plan and outline what your essay will look like after you're finished reading and annotating the 2 texts. All right, and for math, please work on the next word problem in your problem of the day packet. You're going to be in Go Math on page 501, numbers 1 through 6. And then you'll move to worksheet number 5. Now, worksheet number 5 is labeled Day 5, okay? All right, so let's quickly talk about writing workshop, okay? So I just told you that your job is to read the text called Hannah Winnie and read the text called Reaching the Top, and then plan or outline what that essay is going to look like when you begin writing tomorrow. So just a quick refresher as to what this would look like. Guys, an outline is just a quick like skeletal frame of what your essay will look like. So this is an example of my outline. That I'm gonna have an introduction in my essay, body paragraphs in my essay, and a conclusion in my essay. And I reminded myself that in my introduction, I name the two texts and I state my claim. So it would sound something like, in the texts, Hannah Winnie and Reaching the Top, then state my claim. Or for those of you who, for parents who aren't sure what I mean when I say that, to state a claim, what that means is just answer the question, okay? All right, so in your body paragraphs, my 5th grade scholars know that in each body paragraph, your job is to restate the claim and then use text details to support that claim. And then, of course, your conclusion is just a little summary of what your essay was mostly about. So you'll rename the two texts and restate your claim. All right, moving now into math. So I want to do a couple examples with you on page 500 and 501, just so you feel confident and ready to do this on your own. And then I'll also kind of briefly talk about what you need to do for worksheet day number 5, okay? All right, so we are on page 501, numbers 1 through 6. I'm going to talk to you about, actually, I'm going to model and solve for you number 1. And then we'll do together number 2. I'll discuss number 3. And then I want you to try 4 and 5 without any guidance at all. And then I want to briefly talk about number 6. Because in the Go Math book, what I found is that when students have to look at a word problem and that they have to actually create something of their own, they kind of panic and they skip it. I don't want you guys doing that. I'm going to help you and give you the tools to answer a question like that in your Go Math book. All right, so first and foremost, we got number 1. Number 1 was about Sebastian baking pies, okay? So Sebastian bakes 4 pies and he cuts them into sixths. And the question is asking you how many 1/6 slices are there? So luckily for us, they've drawn a picture for us. So they drew 4 pies and they used round models. My kids know that I prefer to draw rectangular models because I'm not good at drawing circles, but I'm going to try my best. All right, so I got 4 pies, all right? Now, each one of these pies is being cut into 6 pieces. So I'm going to create 6 pieces. 1. Okay, sorry, I'm not Pablo Picasso, so I did my best, okay? I got 4 pies, oh my gosh, Sebastian's 4 pies, and they were cut into 6 pieces. How many 1/6 slices are there? So I took 4 pies, and I divided them into sixths. But because you have been following my YouTube channel, and you know that we're going to use a strategy called keep, flip, change, you know that when we keep, we're going to keep that 4, we're going to flip the division to multiplication, and then we're going to change the 1/6 to its reciprocal. The reciprocal of 1/6 is 6, because I've already told you numerous times on my YouTube channel that whenever the 1 is in a denominator, that just is the same thing as a whole number. So 4 times 6, of course, is 24. So to answer our question about Sebastian and his pie, how many slices are there? Well, my darlings, your final answer here is that there are 24 slices. We're going to follow this exact same pattern as we move on to number 2. Number 2 is going to ask you about some pizzas, right? So it says that there are 2 pizzas and they have been cut into eighths. The question is asking how many 1/8 pieces are there all together? So I have my 2 pizzas and they have been cut into eighths. So I'm going to make these into eighths. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so here are my 2 pizzas. I cut each pizza into eighths. But because we know that strategy for dividing fractions as keep, flip, change, I'm going to keep the 2, change the division to multiplication, and then change 1/8 to its reciprocal. So 1/8 becomes 8/1, which is just the whole number 8. So what you'll do after you keep, flip, change, 2 divided by 1/8 now becomes 2 times 8. Please solve. Very straightforward. All right, now I want to look at number 3. All right, number 3 is talking to you about a baker, and the baker has made 6 loaves of bread, and each loaf has been cut into thirds. How many 1/3 pieces of bread are there now? So you can draw your model. If you understand this keep, flip, change strategy, then there's no need for you to draw a model. But if you are the kind of person like me, I need to actually see a visual to better help understand what the question is asking me. So I have 6 loaves of bread cut into thirds. So my 6 loaves cut into thirds. According to that keep, flip, change strategy, I'm going to keep the 6. I'm going to change my sign and find the reciprocal of 1/3, which is 3. Please multiply and solve. I want you to now do the same exact thing for numbers 4 and 5, and I want to briefly talk to you about number 6. Alrighty, so number 6, they want you to draw a model and explain how you could use that model to solve this problem. Well, first thing I want to do is I want to actually draw that model, right? So let's say we're talking about, I don't know, you know I love Snickers bars. So let's say Mrs. Bowers has 3 Snickers bars, right? And each Snickers bar is going to be cut into fifths. So number 6 wants you to draw a model. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
You're okay?
Yeah,
So here's my model. I have 3 Snickers bars cut into fifths. And then I want you to explain using your words how this model is going to help you solve 3 divided by 1/5. So kind of like in number 3, how this model helped me understand that 6 times 3 is 18 because I had 6 loaves of bread cut into thirds. So I could do 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. 6 times 3 is 18. So using words, how does a model help you solve this problem? And then solve it too. What is 3 divided by 1/5? Okay? Good luck with that. All right, last task. Worksheet number 5. Now, I don't want to give away too much information because I want to see how you guys are feeling doing this work on your own. So I'm just going to give you a quick guidance into doing this worksheet, and then tomorrow morning I will go over these answers with you, okay? right, so we're on worksheet number 5 or day 5, okay? Number 1 is asking you to take this mixed number and turn it into an improper fraction. We've been talking about this. Well, I've been talking about it and you've been listening to it for the past few videos, that you multiply the whole number and denominator, add the numerator, there's your improper fraction, okay? Number 2, you need to take those improper fractions that they give you, turn them into mixed numbers, and then compare to find the greatest or the biggest mixed number, and that's your answer. Right now you're probably thinking, Bowers, what are you talking about? When you get to the worksheet, this will make more sense, all right? Number 3, same thing. And number 4, same thing. I want you to take those improper fractions, turn them into mixed numbers, using that strategy of division, remember, and then comparing. All right, so number 3, they want you to find the biggest or the greatest mixed number. Number 3, they want you to tell us what the least or smallest mixed number is. And number 4, what's the greatest or the biggest mixed number? All right, if you don't remember how to do improper fractions to mixed numbers, go back to one of my previous videos for review, okay? But I'm hoping I've kind of pounded you in the head with it enough times that you understand how to do it. If not, then you need to go back and look at previous videos from either day 4 or day 3, okay? All right, guys, good luck. I will talk to you all very soon, but have a great snowy day. Mwah. Goodbye.